Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm looking at the Mattel Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelation Savage He-Man. Now, to me, this is an Orko figure that has a Savage He-Man pack-in. I love Orko. I genuinely bought this for the Orko figure, but, Savage He-Man is fine. I'll probably use him for fodder, for another character or another line or something like that. But more on that when we get this out of the box. First, let's take a look at the packaging. This is a really big, wide box. Got a nice open window box on the front there. Includes Orko, which I think is an understatement. To me, the draw for this is Orko, as I said. You get the Netflix title sort of down there. Netflix original series up here as well. Masterverse on the top, legalese on the bottom, Savage He-Man on one side, the most powerful primate in the universe. Then on the other side, we get some art. He doesn't look as savage at the top there. He looks more like, the figure that we get. And then going down, you get Orko. And then on the bottom, you get what I think looks more like Savage He-Man, that sort of hulking beast of a man that we saw in the series. On the back of the box, we get, Savage He-Man, and this is truly Savage He-Man. What we get in the box, I think, is not this. But I'll like I said, when we get him out of the box, I will mention that again. Savage He-Man, the most powerful primate in the universe, and then, a little bit of a write-up, a little bit of a bio, which I'm not going to read because, to be honest, I'm not that fussed. This is the first Masterverse figure that I've ever opened, so this is sort of equal parts that I want Orko and that I want to sort of get an idea of how Masterverse figures are, to see whether or not I want to go deeper in this line. So it's not about the box, it's about the toys. So let's get these guys out of the box. All right, so here we have Savage He-Man and Orko out of the box. First impressions, I gotta be perfectly honest, I'm a little bit disappointed in both of them. The plastic that Mattel uses feels a little bit cheap. Like, it just feels it feels a little more like plastic. I don't really know how to explain it. I mean, if you've handled multiple different action figure brands, you'll just know that some figures feel nicer. The plastic feels nicer. I don't really know how to explain it. This feels kind of light. This feels kind of cheap. It feels a little harder. Like, it feels, I don't know. I mean, it's not what I expected, if I'm being perfectly honest, but maybe I've just been spoiled. But it just feels a little bit cheap. And I know that these sort of retail for about Hasbro prices, give or take. And I just don't think that these feel as nice. And I know that some people complain that Hasbro's like too soft and like the joints are bad or whatever. I get it, right? Like, and every line's a little bit different. But anyway, that's my sort of first impression of the plastic. My second impression of the figures in general is that the articulation is okay, but it's kind of weird. The ab crunch on this guy is like almost non-existent, and I mean, there's no armor, there's nothing inhibiting it. I don't know, like I said, my first Masterverse figure, I don't know if I need to heat this up to get better range of motion. The knees and elbows are okay, double jointed. Ball joint, or the standard, rocker on the ankle. Like, the articulation is pretty standard. There's nothing crazy, but everything feels a little bit loose. Like the hand into the socket, there's a little bit of play there. Like, it's not a good fit. That could be down to parts reuse. The elbow won't go straight. Like, it's a double jointed elbow, but that's as straight as it goes. Like, you can't straighten this arm out any more than that. The finishing too, like, you see just little bits of finishing that sort of need to be tidied up. The feel of the figure, like on the back of these knee joints, you're not going to be able to see it. I don't think, well, no, you kind of can because it picked up some of the paint. Like you see where there's that like vein of paint. That's because there's a little ridge from the mold that wasn't tidied up and it sort of wasn't engineered out. The elbow has that as well. Again, I don't know if it's going to pick it up or not, but you can sort of see right in the center, there's a vein like that. That's mold lines, which I don't know. I don't know. Pinless. Yay. I don't remember in the Netflix series that he had this much dirt. Like he looks kind of dirty. The whole body is a little bit more orange than the face as well. The face is more clean and doesn't sort of have the same wash on it. And it also, it's like somebody put like self tanner on their whole body and forgot to put some on their face. It is sort of what it looks like. It's weird. Like it's not off by a lot, but it's off by enough that I noticed it. The loincloth looks fine. Paint apps on that are good. It's a soft plastic. Like that's probably the best feeling part on the figure. My other complaint about Savage He-Man is it is that this is just naked He-Man with long hair. This doesn't feel like Savage He-Man. He almost looks like he's smiling. Oh, I should mention one more thing. He can't look straight ahead, let alone up. Now that's down to the hair, but the hair's like too stiff to get out of the way. So he can't even look like that. He can't look straight. Like this, his gaze is slightly down. What I wanted to sort of mention is that, Savage He-Man isn't all that savage. And I know, I mean, this is the figure that I bought. This is a complaint about, Savage He-Man. What I wanted was this. I wanted Savage He-Man to be a big, hulking, savage figure. He doesn't even look angry. Enough about him. Let's take a look at Orko. As I said, all I really sort of wanted from this pack was Orko. And I'm a bit disappointed. And this could just be a one-off QC thing, but this head is so loose. And I know I can fix it, but I mean, first impressions of Masterverse is not good. Not good at all. This head will not stay. Like you kind of, if it's balanced properly, it'll stay. The sort of cape scarf is super loose. It just sort of shifts around. It doesn't really lock on to the sculpt at all. So that doesn't help with the head that won't stay. The arms, there's really no articulation. It's just a ball joint at the shoulder, which is fine. I don't think in a tiny little skinny arm like this I was really expecting articulation. So he'll pose okay, and it's Orko, so he's sort of floating. The ball joint that he's floating on is kind of loose though too, so that's gonna have to get addressed sooner rather than later. Just annoying, right? Just a little bit disappointing. Anyway, let's take a look at the accessories. All right, so for accessories, we will start off with the alternate hand. Savage He-Man comes with gripping hands. On the figure, you get those open hands, which in the show on the Netflix, he's mostly unarmed and just using fists. I think it's a missed opportunity to give him fists, though. Like the open hand's fine. The gripping hand's fine. He should have come with fists as well. I feel like that is sort of an easy pack in. He does come with a spear. The spear is actually quite nice. It's sculpted, that's sort of like a stone spear tip. Very savage in nature. Wound up with some sort of twine or leather cord or something like that. So this is fine. This looks fine. The spear is I'm happy that it's good because there's a lot of disappointing things. Big old axe. So that's fine. Not painted. There's a little bit of paint on the handle. This is just done in sort of a, like a, it's sort of a metallic pearlescent silver. And then the last thing that it comes with is the sword, which is, I believe, cast in this sort of silver. And then the blade is painted, but not the whole blade. Just, I think you could probably see where the change is from where it's painted to where it's not. Don't know why they didn't just paint the whole blade. Seems weird. Unless I'm missing something. I just, paint it all or don't paint it at all. But I'm happy to get the sword. I can use it for something else. Again, not perfect. This guy is going to be fodder, whether he's going to get some bits and pieces from other figures. I'm thinking maybe like Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. He might get a repaint for that. I'm going to see if I can get some of the dirt off of him. I know it won't wash off. I'm going to need to use something to strip some of that paint. But anyway, yeah, there they are. I'm going to get these guys posed up a little bit different, give my final thoughts. All right, so final thoughts. Execution's not that great. Articulation's not that great. Accessories are fine. The paint apps for Orko and the skirt are okay. But there's a lot of stuff here that I don't love. I really wanted to get this guy posed up more savagely than he is. But I couldn't because I can't get him to look up. He doesn't have the ab crunch that I would want. He doesn't have butterfly joints. He's undersized for what I think, Savage He-Man should have been. Orko, they could have made the end of the arm a ball joint and put the hands on the ball. There goes his head. It took me about 10 minutes to get his head to like sit where I wanted it, but every time it moves, it just flops, which is a bummer. But like I was saying, having the arm end with sort of a ball, they could have then put articulation in the hand. The hand could have plugged on in the way that like SH Figure Arts does, among other brands. But Orko's head is fine if it's forward, but it won't hold anything else. It's an easy fix. I just got to get something on the neck peg, and it'll be fine. But straight out of the box, it's a little bit of a bummer. Now, I know a lot of people love the Masterverse line. A lot of people were telling me that they make great figures. So, if you are watching this and you're a Masterverse figure collector, please let me know in the comments. Is this a one-off? Is this... I've heard that like later figures, they have gotten better. Is this stuff sort of known issues that people have talked about with these figures? I would love to get more characters. I would love to get more of these figures. The new Eternia figures look amazing, but I'm not 100% certain if I'm ready to pull the trigger on a line if all the figures sort of feel like these ones. Anyway, let me know in the comments. As I said, these figures are, they're fun. I mean, I enjoy these, and my kids are actually really, really excited to play with these. So these, I think, are going to be, family toys rather than my toys necessarily. If you're sort of a casual fan of these, or, a casual fan of Motu, I think this is not something that I would recommend. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you don't want to miss future videos, hit the bell icon to get notifications. Until next time, bye-bye.